So now that you've hopefully learned how to source products in the last video of this series, you may be wondering, how do you actually get the product in inventory into the USA, or how do you get it into Amazon fulfillment centers? Shipping can get a little tricky, and sometimes it seems more complicated when it's actually not. There are many different shipping methods and different ways that you can efficiently get the product into the US, and hopefully cost efficiently as well. In this video, that's exactly what I want to go over, so let's get into it. Let's go. If you're unfamiliar with the various shipping methods like sea shipping and air shipping, or terms like DDP, EXW, and FOB, it can get a little confusing and intimidating, especially when you're just first starting out, because I know when I was starting out, I had no idea what these terms were, but they're extremely important and a big key factor in helping your business grow and just being aware of the various shipping methods that are open to you. My goal for you by the end of this video is to hopefully give you a very good explanation of each of these terms and various shipping methods so that you are not as clueless as I was when I was just first starting out. But who am I? Welcome to the channel. First of all, if you guys are new here, definitely consider subscribing if you're interested in anything Amazon FBA. My name is Andy. I've been selling on the Amazon platform for a few years now as a private label seller. I'm currently a 7-figure seller now, and I do this full time. I release videos twice a week as well. So again, if you're interested in anything Amazon FBA, I answer pretty much everything you need to know about the entire business model in regards to private label. So it's super happy to have you guys. If you guys do have a Facebook group and you're interested in an active Facebook group for answering any of your questions, definitely check out Prestige Amazon FBA Mastermind. And I do also release daily content on Instagram. You can find that at the official Andy Lam. Direct links to those are down below, and I also have a cheat sheet down below as well. That is going to be super helpful if you guys are just starting out with some cool tips. That I think you guys will find super helpful. And for every single video, I do release a coaching call for 30 minutes. So definitely stay till the end of this video so you can figure out how to be entered into winning that. So let's play out the most common scenario when it comes to actually starting to ship your product. Sometimes you'll be able to work with a supplier that will offer you shipping. So basically they'll handle all of the shipping, including the inventory. So that's pretty much a one-size-fits-all type of thing, but that doesn't always happen. And sometimes the supplier you're working with only deals with the actual inventory, or they only ship to a certain destination, for example, the nearest port. So that's when you need to actually look for other sources or other agents to actually ship your product. Also, it is really important to be able to consider other options in terms of shipping. Sometimes the supplier that you're working with may offer you a good price for shipping, but from my experience, more times than not, the shipping cost is usually a lot more expensive because they're pretty much doing an all-in service for you guys. So I personally recommend going the route of finding a shipping forwarder. And basically the shipping forwarder will deal with all the logistics for you. So whether that you need them to pick up the inventory from the actual supplier or from the nearest port, and I'll explain these later on in this video, but they'll deal with everything from shipping as well as tariffs for you. So you're paying one agent to do that entire job for you. If you guys do need a shipping forwarder recommendation, I can definitely refer you guys to my personal forwarder. I don't know how many people are going to respond to this, but I'll definitely try to refer as many of you guys as possible. This is somebody that I worked with for a few years and has given me really good consistently good rates as well as speed and shipping time. So this is something that I prize in my own personal business, so I think it'll definitely benefit you guys as well. But stay till the end of this video. I do have other recommendations for where you can find other shipping forwarders too. But when you start to work with actual shipping forwarders and agents and shipping brokers, they do have different options for you guys, and there's different shipping speeds. So this is exactly what I want to go into now. So when you guys are, starting to work on your shipments, and maybe you need shipments a little faster than other times, there are various shipping methods that you can ship your actual product in. So the two primary ones are air and sea shipping. Air shipments typically have a processing time of about 5 to 10 business days, or days in general, and sea shipments take between 25 to, I've seen, up to 45 to 50 days, depending on the actual product. And this is also very dependent on the time of the year. If you're watching this during the pandemic, There have been major delays, especially towards the beginning of the pandemic. It's a little better now, but there have been major delays, so just keep that in mind. Typical delivery times are, for air shipments, as mentioned, 5 to 10 days, and sea shipments between 25 to 45 days. Again, with the times of the pandemic, there are delays, so be wary of that. Account for extra time when you guys are trying to time out your inventory. If you guys do need things in a rush, air shipments are definitely the way to go. They're becoming more and more consistent now. It's in July now, so they've had some time to actually, work out the kinks and have the deliveries, sped up. But with air shipments, it is a lot more expensive. If you choose to go the route of sea shipments, this is usually and more commonly used over air shipments because of the cost efficiency. So if you're not in a rush to actually get your product, I highly recommend just getting in through sea shipments. There are various speeds of sea shipments, and that you'll need to discuss that with your shipping forwarder. Again, typical times are between 25 to 45 days, but sometimes I've received sea shipments in much less. So sometimes, within 2 to 3 weeks. So it's very dependent on the time of the year, as well as if there's a pandemic going on. Now, with that said, I want to transition to the different types of methods of deliveries and services that the shipping forwarders and suppliers do offer. There are 3 primary ones, and the first one that I do want to go over is DDP. DDP stands for Delivery Duties Paid, or sometimes unpaid, but this is pretty much the go-to route for most beginners that are starting to sell, because they don't have to deal with a shipping agent. And if you have a supplier that is offering you a good shipping rate, you may never need to actually deal with a shipping forwarder. So this is pretty much a one-stop shop. You don't have to go out and look for a shipping forwarder. If your supplier is offering you a good service at a good rate, there is just no need for it. They will basically deal with all the shipping logistics for you, as well as supply you the inventory. So how this primarily works is that when you have your product made, they will deal with all the shipping and tariffs for you until it gets to the actual Amazon fulfillment center. So you don't have to worry about dealing with anybody else and paying anybody else to ship your product. So they'll get it from the actual factory to the port, and then from the port to the USA port, and then from the USA port to the actual fulfillment center. So this is a very, one-stop shop again type of thing, and very easy for beginners to go. Sometimes not all suppliers offer this, so sometimes you need to go the other route of the next 2 options. So the second option that is probably the most common option that most people go with and only can go with is FOB, which stands for Free On Board or Freight On Board. This is where the supplier will deal with the shipping all the way up to the nearest ports in China or overseas or wherever you're shipping or sourcing your product from. So for example, if you're sourcing in Guangzhou, China or something like that, they'll ship it to the nearest port, and then you'll have your freight forwarder that you hire to intercept it there and then deal with the rest of the shipping logistics, as well as the actual taxes and tariffs for the actual inventory. So again, it's still very hands-off, so you're not there intercepting the package and pallets yourself. You have the freight forwarder do this, and the freight forwarder will work with the actual supplier and making sure that everything kind of works out smoothly and works out safely. So there's not much that needs to be worried about there. Again, your freight forwarder will deal with the tariffs for you, and tariffs are highly dependent on the type of product that you sell. Most times nowadays, especially with the tariff increase, a lot of times you'll see a 25% tax on the actual value of the inventory. But again, this will be all included in the cost, and this will be determined by the HS code, which is basically the tax code for the type of product that you're selling. I think that's the simplest way I can put it. That's pretty much what it is. But again, your freight forwarder will tell you and inform you about that actual cost and include that in the shipping cost. So you're not scrambling with a bunch of paperwork. They're dealing with a lot of that for you guys. Lastly, there is EXW, which is Xworks, and this is pretty much where the supplier has nothing to do with shipping, and you have your freight forwarder deal with all of the entire shipping logistics for you. So your supplier will organize a truck to go pick up your products from the actual manufacturing site of the factory, ship it to the nearest port, and then deal with everything after that. Again, that includes tariffs and everything. So basically the door-to-door service is offered by your shipping agent and not your actual supplier. Again, you kind of don't want to deal with this on your end. If you can have somebody do it for you at an affordable rate and a rate that makes sense for the profitability of your product, you should go about it that way. It's just going to save you so much time, especially if you're sourcing from a country that you don't speak the language for and you've never been to. This is going to be extremely beneficial. As mentioned, if you guys do need a shipping forwarder recommendation, feel free to drop your comments down below or your email down below, or privately message me your email either on the Facebook group or my Facebook page or in the YouTube channel. I'm definitely going to go get to those. I personally love the person that I'm working with, and I'm sure they'll offer you a great rate as well. If you do want to consider somebody else and look at other freight forwarders, there is a great site called Freightos. It's FRIEGHTOS.com. I think I spelled that correctly, but it's basically almost like an Alibaba for freight forwarders, where you can basically compare rates. That's a great site that I use often to make sure that my rates are in check. Also compare rates to the supplier. If the supplier offers shipping, definitely go and see, what rate they're offering, if it's affordable, if it makes sense compared to the other rates that you're seeing. It's just like comparing rates for your actual suppliers and your goods, right? You want to be able to get the best rates. So don't hesitate to make negotiations, compare rates between other freight forwarders. It's your business, so you want to be able to be the most profitable that you can be. So don't hesitate to do that as well. Well, hopefully this video was helpful. I tried to go over everything that was necessary for you to actually get your products from the supplier to the Amazon Fulfillment Center. When the products do get to the Amazon Fulfillment Center, there is a period where Amazon's shipping your product to other fulfillment centers. That is something that Amazon deals with too, so you don't have to deal with those logistics. So as long as you get it into the Amazon Center, you should be golden. But again, hopefully this video was helpful to you guys. If it was, be sure to drop a like. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for the rest of the videos to this series. And if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe as well. I'm open to any questions that you guys have, so feel free to drop them down below in the comment section or in the Facebook group. And if you guys are interested in a free 30-minute coaching call, definitely do the exact same thing and like this video. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below #PrestigeAmazonFBA. Don't forget about the Facebook group, Instagram page, and the rest of this series. Hopefully you guys are finding it helpful so far, and that's my ultimate goal for every single video on this channel. So hopefully you guys appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for watching and staying till the end of this video. But until next time, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.